This is your host, Dr. Nick Fanning, with the Super Parent Syndrome, where we help parents parent themselves. Today, we're going to be talking about tire alignments. So sit back, relax, and let's get started.
Parenting in the 21st century is ever evolving. And while you balance work, kids, and your sanity, it's easy to feel discouraged. Welcome to the Super Parent Syndrome with your host, Dr. Nick Fanning.
I know, super exciting. Tire alignments. Now here's the thing. Just the other night, we went to a workshop to actually learn how to align the wheels for our brand new soapbox derby car. Now when I say brand new, it's actually brand new to us because the Fanning family has never done soapbox derby. So our son, as brave as he can be, even though suffering a black eye through a disastrous second attempt at this soapbox as we go down the big hill, we are going to load him up with 200 pounds of weights, send him in a car, and let him go. And so the best thing we can do is we have to have the tires properly aligned so that he can go as fast as possible and therefore win. Now, here's the thing. That workshop was crazy overwhelming. There is so much to do, so much to consider from just a normal tire alignment set. So there's things like toe in and toe out. So that's when the wheels are either bent inward or outward. And you have to worry about the front and the back. But then also you have to worry about camber, which is how the wheels are tilted from side to side. So now here's the thing. When it comes down to it, this guy was literally aligning his car to 1,000th of an inch. Yeah, that completely blew my mind. In fact, he was using this called feeder tape, which it was down to 0.0015. So this was between 1 and 2,000ths of a value or a degree in bending these rods to make sure that they're absolutely perfect. And we had to talk about when the car is unweighted and when it is weighted down and how the metal bends and how we can make sure that our tires stay in alignment. Now, here's the thing. If it's not done properly, the car will actually lose speed due to friction and improper alignment of the wheels. Now, as a chiropractor, I can tell you this, is that I do get a little buzzed about when we talk about alignment, and especially alignment of the spine and efficiency. But here's the thing. I digress. Because here's the thing. As the body, we waste energy and talent when we are out of alignment, and especially out of alignment in our body, but I'm talking even core values. If we're not in alignment with our core values and our purpose, we are wasting time and energy and talent. So here's the thing. What's worse, if you really think about alignment in overall scheme of things, you can really get off course. Because here's the thing. If a plane leaves Los Angeles and it's flying to New York, if they are 1 degree off course, they'll actually end up being about 300 miles off their intended destination by the end of this flight. So instead of hitting New York, it's like somewhere in Connecticut, which is a big deal. Okay, so this is your thing. This is why you have to purposely take time in your life to actually see how is your alignment, how is your goals, and how is your purpose? Are they aligned with your values? Are you doing the things that you are born to do? Or are you wasting this energy? Are you wasting your time and not staying on course? Now, here's the thing. At first, it might be just one day. How did one day go? Okay. How did 2 weeks go? And then ideally, you're just doing 30, 60, 90 days, and you're checking in with yourself. You're like, hey, this is what my goal was. This is the path I wanted to go. And how is it working for me? Is it not working for me? Or is it working fantastic for me? Or do I need to course correct? Do I need to make little adjustments? Maybe for this last 30 days, I was trying to read too much in the Bible to get through the Bible in a year. Okay? Or maybe it was uninspiring, and so I need to change the Bible study that I used. Okay? And that's just one example. It might be weight with you. And for 30 days, you may have tried an elimination diet, or maybe keto, or paleo. There's all sorts of different things you could be trying. Or maybe you try to fast and you realize that fasts are not for you. Or maybe they are and one day went great. So maybe this next 30 days, you're going to try a 3-day fast. There's lots of different things to do. And the purpose is that as you check in with yourself in whatever predetermined amount of time that you set up, that gives you the chance to make sure that you are going the right direction. Because here's the thing. The most people out there aren't giving two hoots about what they're doing every single day. They're not really taking the time to say like, hey, is life really working for me? Or am I just kind of in a reactive state? Whatever happens to me is happening to me. They're not saying like, hey, I'm set up for this triathlon that's happening in 4 months. How is my training going towards getting to this triathlon? Am I hitting the miles I need to be doing? Or, maybe I'm doing really good in bike, but man, I just didn't get as much time in the pool as I needed to. How can I course correct to make sure I get this thing? Because here's the things, folks. As you clock in with yourself, that's going to help you become even bigger and better. And it's also a perfect time to set up those rewards that we talked about. So if you're going to have your first check-in in one day, that's a good time to say like, hey, if I hit these goals and I'm on task, I'm going to reward myself. Or maybe if I'm within 90% of where I'm supposed to be, I'm going to reward myself. Or maybe it's 30 days, or maybe it's 2 weeks, or maybe it's 60 days, whatever it might be. That's a perfect time to reward yourself. Now, I can tell you this, in the world of Derby, every time right before race day or after race day, between the big race days is actually when we realign the wheels. Okay? And if we take a tumble into the wall or if we hit the cones, we may have to align the wheels again as well, or at least check to see if they're in alignment. The same thing has to approach you. If you have a big day, if you had a huge leap, or maybe you had a huge crash, those are the perfect times to make sure to check your alignment, to make sure that you're getting the most out of your days and the most out of your energy and the most out of your talents. Because here's the thing, there's nothing more frustrating than just sitting by thinking like you're wasting your life. And I know that all of us have sat there being like, gosh, is this really what I've been made for? Probably not. Man, I've been busting my butt in the gym and gosh, why is it not working? Well, are you sure you've been busting your butt in the gym? Have you been tracking those? Have you been tracking your workouts? Or have you really been hitting all the workouts that you said you're going to? Or maybe you're checking the boxes and you're not actually really going all out when you're in the gym. Or maybe you're not even pushing yourself that hard. Maybe you need to invest in a heart rate monitor so you can actually see how hard is your heart working. Are you tracking those things? Because I can tell you this, folks, the more information you have, the more times you can just sit back and analyze how you've been doing, the more effective you're going to become. And I can tell you that that's the 1% lifestyle. That's how we make big changes. Finally, after all the years of struggle and all the times that we've said we're going to do things and we don't end up doing it, if you can start checking in with yourself, I can tell you this, you're definitely going to move that needle forward. It may not be a leap, but it's going to be moving it forward every single day. And that's what I'm going to try to encourage you to do. So if you haven't, please go check out peptalkforparents.com and sign up for our free newsletter. That link is actually in our show notes, and it might actually be easier to sign up through there. I'm actually having the website redesigned because I found it to be a little cumbersome, and for some reason, our link was broken. So we're getting some of those things fixed up. And if you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. Until next time, folks, I hope that you enjoy this episode. Please let me know, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for listening to another episode of The Super Parent Syndrome. Please be sure to visit peptalksforparents.com for more content and our free newsletter. And remember, you are not alone.